Welcome to the third broadcast of the North American National Party Chapter 15 video series. Today, we got some explosive stuff to go over regarding the New World Order, the World Economic Forum. I think it's going to shock a lot of people that this rabbit hole goes down as deep as it does, and they've never seen it before. So with that, we shall get started. Okay. This is from the Dun & Bradstreet Business Directory. This is the World Economic Forum, and you can scroll down and see that these are corporations. Oh. Now I don't know. All right, let's get back on it. Just 1 second. Computer's running a bit slow this morning. All right, there's the World Economic Forum and all of the subsidiaries. These are independent corporations. There's the parent, or one of the parent corporations in Australia. Just wanted to point that out, that these aren't world leaders. These are businessmen, and you're being ruled by businessmen. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, this is the World Economic Forum. I saw this video 2 days ago, and I'm basically going to show you that China's economy is being run by a corporation as well. And Darth Vader here, Klaus Schwab, says it right here.
A key role and key roles in China's economy.
Key holders, that means the holders of the business, the stockholders.
Financial and technology sector, as well as China's international corporation.
Okay, do you want to see what China's international corporation is? I'm not going to return to this video after this, so if you wanted to watch it, it's on YouTube. But I just wanted to show you that is an international corporation. It's a corporate officer going to be doing the talking in this video. So let's go back to Dun & Bradstreet, State of People's Republic of China Limited. So if you scroll down to their international corporation, their industry is business services. Their key principal, I'm not even going to try to say his name. And looky here, that is a City of London address. So China is really being owned and controlled by the City of London. Just thought I should point that out to you. So now that you know a little bit about what's going on internationally with these international corporations, let's go to the fake governor of Indiana. I've got a lot to go over with this next video. Okay, here we go.
And expose. And if something doesn't work, so be it. Tweak it like we see these Indy cars getting tweaked every lap, and tweak it and try to make the plan or your strategy better. And so that was kind of the common thread, was maybe a short-term problem or challenge. How short is short? That can be relative. And then what is a long-term plan? So as an example, and I'll quit filibustering here. As an example, one nation had very lofty goals. We were making a lot of progress on our sources of energy, and we've basically had to scrap that temporarily to be able to keep the lights on. And in this case, go back to fossil fuel. And it was maybe, they didn't use this word, but maybe with a little regret that they had to go back to a source that wasn't preferred, but they have to keep the lights on and the refrigerator working. And, the system has to still remain running even during this short time. And so how can we get to the finish line as efficiently and safely and as clean as possible?
Okay, he's worried about you. He's taken power of attorney for our Father in heaven, as far as what the people need. That's not really his place to determine that. So I object to that right there. All right, now let's scroll up just a little bit because like I said, there's quite a bit on this one that I need to point out to the people.
And right now, with the world getting smaller and smaller and smaller,
Depopulation. That's exactly what that is. He's telling you they're depopulating the world, but he's not really telling you, if you know what I'm saying. You have to kind of read between the lines there.
because it's more and more connected. Remote has kind of taken on a different definition, and things aren't so remote anymore. And so, no, I don't think that the Russian aggression was the only predominant theme, but it was mentioned. But to your point, it was part of how it too is affecting inflation, or how it too is affecting the markets, how the stock exchange, and how it's affecting food insecurity or security.
The stock exchange. Now, that is nothing more than a casino. The house never loses. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's scroll up here to 750.
And we're paying that off. That's really we were already a low debt state. And
listen,
on recovery.
Well, I don't think there's any shortcut. I think what served us, or has served us well, is we have, generally speaking, offered continuity and stability and predictability. Continuity for sure, going back to about 2005 when we turned the ship of state around and got moving in the right direction. We've always lived within our means. We've always been mindful of fixing the roof when the sun's shining, not trying to do it when it's raining. And so we've, even last year and this year, we're paying down debt. We're about to pay down another $2.5 billion in a teacher's pension fund. And we're paying that off. That's really we were already a low debt state. And just since I've been in office, we've paid down about 24% of our very low debt. And so we don't say, oh, that's okay, that's not that much. We're going to continue to pay down debt, responsibly, methodically adjust our tax rates. We're already a low tax state. And, when you're best in the Midwest and top 10 or top 5 in virtually every meaningful economic category.
Why aren't the people benefiting from this? I mean, they're paying back a debt on a teacher's pension fund. Why is that? That's supposed to be a savings for the teachers. Just thought I'd point that out to you as well.
We don't want to be fourth. We want to be third, and then second, and then one. And so we're constantly trying to improve the state of our economy, even while it is, as I like to say, humming like an Indy car. I mean, it is.
I'll bet it is. They've got the people's money, and it's all being taken right to the city of London. Wealth extraction from the people is a horrible thing, and there is a way to get out of this, and I will point that out toward the end of this video here.
Roaring, and our engine continues to grow. We'll have another strong month. May is almost up. In April, we were $500 million over the projection. And
well, if there's so much money over their projection, why are people's homes getting foreclosed on? That's ridiculous.
Keep in mind that he's using only business terms.
Oh, absolutely.
When he talks about the state or whatever he mentions, perspectives, objectives, everything that he's been saying is like he's talking like a businessman.
Because he is a businessman. And
correct.
I will get to that part here. It's coming right up. And I think people are really going to be surprised at what is really going on. So we'll continue here, and I'm going to point something out that he says it's very telling about the state itself, not his little corporation thing that they all got going on up there.
And we're already about year to date, we're already about 850 million over the forecast. And that puts us in another, that's because of what you say. We've added about 100 billion in the last 5 years to our GDP. And I think it's because we offer that certainty and predictability. We're a safe place.
Safe place. Now let's get to that. If you go to the 206th broadcast of the T Row Show, I discussed that. Your safety and security is on you. That's your liability, not theirs. And if you let them take that liability, that obligation, then they also have your rights.
For an entrepreneur to risk capital. And we're a place that allows a business to grow at the speed that they determine, not, the factors of the state aren't working against you.
Okay, now here's the part that gets interesting. Factors of the state that are working against him. And I'm going to show you this real quick, and then we'll come back to his little interview. This is the North American National Party website. Here's the Chapter 15 State of Indiana. And you can see what work the committee is doing. This isn't just my work, it's a committee. But let's scroll down here to notice a liability for all Indiana counties. And I will show you what the issue is with it. Okay. Notice that he was in Davos, and that he's part of the World Economic Forum and the Satanic Theosophical Society, because when you take power of attorney over our Father in heaven, you are replacing him with man worship. And so therefore, that's why they have the people so divided. And he'll tell that too here in just a minute. So there is things being done as far as trying to get the nation state built back up, because you don't have a nation state. You have a corporation that's ruling you. Just thought I should point that out to you. And you can go up to the North American National Party website, and you can check on NANP News and see what all is going on. And if you go to the directory, you can also, it has access to all the newspapers and the T Row Show, the Secretary of State, National Great Registry, Treasury, the Healing Center, Continental Free Press. That's a newspaper that's a good one to get information from. American National Assembly, General Post Office. This is another newspaper, another one. So these are all newspapers where international, national, and local notices are published. Just so you know. Okay, let's get back to this guy.
And we're very, we just had an announcement today from Eli Lilly and Company that is a $2.5 billion investment, 500 new jobs, careers. Yesterday we had a 2.5, today was 2.1, yesterday was 2.5 billion. So, and that was Stellantis and Samsung SDI yesterday. So, we're knocking on the door. Monday, we had a $350 million investment up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So we're at 5 billion in 72 hours. And
governments don't invest. People invest in the government. That's where patriotism, loyal to your country, begins. Just wanted to point that out.
I think the international engagement and the homegrown businesses, that combination is kind of feeding off itself. And we live in this world where clusters matter.
Keep the people divided, because that's how they're going to keep you separated from coming together in social compact and putting them out of business. That's how that's done. So I just let's go to the next thing I want to show you here, and this is actually an objection I have.
Kind of the reason why we said it was almost why not host a global economic summit in Indiana. We are a very international, a global state.
I object to that. First of all, he's not a state. He is a corporation, and there's no way that the state is global. We are trying to build back our nation state so that the people can make a good living again. So this guy here does not have your best interest at heart. He's wanting to bring in the new world order, and he just said it right there. So with that, let's go to the next part.
Perspective, you know, I want our customers, citizens, taxpayers.
Okay, he wants his customers, his citizens, and the taxpayers. Notice he distinguishes between citizens and taxpayers. You are not a citizen, you are a taxpayer. So, what he's telling you is there is a private social compact, but you're not in it. And thank God I'm not in it either. I wouldn't want to have anything to do with that. Okay, now this is where he really talks like a businessman, this next part, and it's clear as day what what the new world order's intentions are. Yeah, good enough.
Right.
I think it's pretty clear that coal, especially even compared to natural gas, is much more polluting, emits much more carbon, and is not necessarily as cost effective. Do you still think it's a good idea to pursue coal projects, or do you want to, even transition them to natural gas or renewables that are going to be cheaper and cleaner?
I think what the world's finding is the market decides. And my word, not theirs, as you pointed out, regretfully going back, that's reality. And it's great to have goals. And it's good for us too, as well. And we want to become very balanced. And we are one of the fastest states that the market is because of innovation. The market is taking us there. And so now we're one of the top 5 states in America for clean, renewable energy sources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Behind some really big states. Texas, Florida, New York. So again, the market is taking us there. And I'm going to continue to embrace those steps to make sure that our portfolio.
What government in the world has a portfolio? Just thought you should catch that little phrase right there. That's basically all I have for this this little video that he has. And of course, the state of Indiana that he is talking about is not the state of Indiana, just state of Indiana. And you can see it's a business on Dun and Bradstreet. There's the key principle of the business, and his industry is executive offices. Why would the people not want to form their county assemblies and take back power of attorney? Because that's how you're being ruled. If you go back to broadcast number 2, you'll see what it takes to be a body politic. Right now, they're ruling you by power of attorney, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let's ask yourself this when you get your next paycheck. How does it feel knowing that you're losing 50 to 70% of your pay? Not just in income tax, but property tax, taxes on your car, taxes at the grocery store, taxes on everything you buy, and fees, for registering things in their communist agenda. Absolutely ridiculous.
And keep in mind that they use that money to invest in the market, as you mentioned a few times, to get to the point where they want to be the first ones making money out of your money. because he never mentioned anything about the people. He only talks about markets and money and being the first.
And taxpayers.
And taxpayers, correct.
Oh, yep, you're right. Okay, here's something I just pulled up off the internet what the GDP was. It looks like $420 billion. Now, you're only getting a small portion of that. You're getting crumbs. Wouldn't you like to live better for yourself and not have to work 12 hours in one of these big factories just to make a living? So I just wanted to point that part out to you as well. The next is the T Row Show. Now, the 211th broadcast of the T Row Show, which is basically where this show, where the idea came from. Now, the Postmaster General did a very good job explaining the two jurisdictions, but he also has something else to tell you. And it's very important that the people pay attention because this is not about you or me or maybe even not about our kids, but what about your great grandkids, you know, and your grandkids? They're going to ratchet down till they are nothing but slaves. And he's already said that they're depopulating with the world getting smaller. You heard that in his video. So you just got to kind of read between the lines there. But let's listen to what what the Postmaster General has to say, because I'm not part of the national government. I am part of the states of the union. My job is to help the people form their county assemblies and get them to live under the right of self-determination. Now, I will say that it's not for everybody. You know, some people enjoy the comfort, you know, that the U.S. has provided them, you know, and they don't have to really do anything except get up and go to work. So, and also the other thing that I forgot to mention in Eric Holcomb's little broadcast there was that I'll have to go back and find it. But anyway, you can go back and kind of read between the lines. Let's see what the Postmaster General has to say.
Now, this is the subject matter: unsworn declarations under penalty of perjury. This doesn't even, it has nothing to do with this. All right. But look at this. If executed without the United States, this is what you say. Under penalty of perjury, under the laws of the United States of America. That's out or without the United States. Now, within the United States, it's what? It's territories, possessions, or commonwealths. I declare under penalty of perjury the foregoing is true and correct. Okay? Which means there's two separate jurisdictions here. Got it? This is we the people of the United States. This was when they said, we're gonna create a constitution for the United States of America. Okay, so they showed you everything. Let me show you that in writing so you can see it for yourself. Okay, so here we go. You've got this right here. We the people of the United States. Okay, that's has nothing to do with states of the Union. And you'll see that over here. If executed within the United States, as territories, possessions, or commonwealths. Has nothing to do with anything else. Okay? And then it says, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. There's the same entity right there. And here's the entity here. And they go under penalty of perjury of the laws of the United States of America. Okay? Now, where is our jurisdiction? This is the states of the Union right here. That's basically what you're doing. This is the states of the Union that they're talking about. This is the United States. This is its territories, possessions, or commonwealths. That's outside of the states of the Union. There's two separate jurisdictions there. Now, where we are is here, but this entity right here, first of all, that Constitution was never ratified. But even if it wasn't, folks, it's gone now anyways. Even if we back and forth and we were dead wrong in what we were talking about, which I don't think we are. We pretty much covered that. And we've been challenged over and over and over again. And I mean, seriously challenged. Okay. And we covered everything. However, even if we were wrong, you still lost it in 1933. either way you look at it. And if that's the case, and if there actually was a chain of title from the Articles of Confederation over to the Constitution of the United States, even if there was, and that's a big if, you still, in 1933, lost it when you went from Congress of the United States to U.S. Congress. When that happened and they started forging documents since 1933, then changed everybody's or citizenship, started calling it something new under no constitution whatsoever, then made themselves enemies, made the people enemies of their own constitution and country. If in fact it was a country, guess what would happen? You do any kind of chain of title whatsoever, and especially if you're dealing with an underwriter in an insurance company or a title company, what would he say? Oh, that means it would go back to what? The Articles of Confederation, the United States of America, because you abandoned it in 1933. Chain of title will go right back to the Articles of Confederation. Either way, the government of the United States of America, since it was claimed the metes and bounds and seaward boundaries of the country in 2009 and has been formed ever since, is still the national government, either way you look at it. And what we're trying to do is get people to set up their states through county assemblies. We teach you how to do that, and they're actually doing very well in Hawaii, as setting up their assemblies. But others are just being pulled over to this national, state assembly crap, or I'm an American state national. Yeah, which one, dude? They're just being lied to and pushed around and thrown here and thrown there, so that you go to man worship under the religion of the New World Order. So everyone is being deceived one time or another. And then when they think they got to a place, guess what they do? Please take care of me. That's what happens. Please take care of me. I want you to take care. Could you just do everything for me? I don't understand this stuff. I don't want to read. I don't want to do anything. So when you do a resident declaration and we get your person gets sent over to the States of the Union, start studying, start reading. You got to get moving. You don't have much time. We can hold off the communists for only so long.
There it is. We need to do what we're supposed to do for our country. And if you really want to know more about the two jurisdictions, you can always watch the 211th broadcast of the T Row Show on YouTube. There is a website, but it's under construction right now. It's looking really good. I can't wait till it's completed. Okay, so now we've done that. Let's talk about currency. There is the continental dollar. That is the national currency. I don't care what anybody says. Those Federal Reserve notes are bankers' notes. They're IOUs. So, if you want to stay a tax slave, you're more than welcome to stay over there. We only want people that are going to look toward the future and not just the short term. Oh, hey, I got a $5,000 stimulus check. Oh, I got $8,000 on my taxes. Okay, well, that's handouts. And when you accept that, you're accepting a contract on your person. And if you want to know more about that, you can go back to the second broadcast of the North American National Party Chapter 15 video that I did. So you can go to the Treasury for the United States of America, capital T, under the Articles of Confederation, and read all about the continental dollar. And it is a national currency. It's labor backed. It's not something that's just printed out of thin air. Okay, now this is an international notice. There's 3,000 county assemblies within the United States of America. So it's up to us as the people to start forming our county assemblies. And there's a publication on the American Herald News. Right here's the link if you wanted to read the whole thing. I'm not going to really read it, but there is a way to fund a government without direct taxation. That's why these companies are getting all the minerals and resources out of the land, because they're stealing from you. It's just that simple. You don't own anything, and they tell you that you'll be happy. So with that, there is work being done. And I want to show you one more thing before we go. And this is off LinkedIn. This is a search result that I did. And it's very, I mean, it tells you the truth. State of Indiana. It's a company. It's not a government. It provides government services. There's the actual general post office of the government of the United States of America. So you've been had, folks. Now the next step is, what are we going to do about it? I'll just stop sharing that. Elizabeth, is there anything that you want to add?
No,
Oh.
I think you covered it all. It's like basically like, yeah, that's a corporation. They acting as business owners. They don't do anything for the people. And there is a way out that people need to learn to be able to escape the plan that they're putting together to screw everybody up. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry because I forgot my manners. This is Elizabeth. She's a general postmaster for the United States of America. She is with the national government. I am not. I'm part of the States of the Union. My job as a state coordinator is to help the people coordinate their county and start forming their county assemblies. And after 2/3 of them are formed, then the people, not me, the people can sign for the metes and bounds of the state and run an independent nation state. As long as it supports a republic form of government and the people are in social compact, there's no issues there. But that communism crap, that's what we're trying to get rid of. So with that being said, one more thing I wanted to say. None of this is my work. This is work that the Postmaster General and all the general postmasters, the National Assembly, this is their property. These are things I'm sharing with you because I got a free education. Basically, all I had to do was study, and this is where we're at today. And I know it's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but there's kind of a learning curve to this. Before I took this position, I was a factory worker in a slave factory. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.